All right, first grade. Today we're going to use our imaginations. I want you to close your eyes and I'm going to read you something. Okay, don't close them yet. I want you to look at what I wrote down here. Show more than tell. Show with words. Can you show people things with words? Hmm. I want them to use their imagination. Now it's your turn to use your imagination. Okay, now close your eyes. I'm going to read something to you and think of the picture that you see in your head. This first one, I am telling you something. I'm not showing you. I'm just telling you. Here we go. Ready? Benny was upset. Think about it. What do you picture in your head? I don't know about you, but I picture a kid that's just mad. He's probably got his arms crossed like this, but I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know who's with him. So now I want you to close your eyes and picture this one. Benny was frowning. He let out a long, loud sigh. He slumped down in his seat. He did not know how to describe his characters. Finn patted him on the back and offered to help. Ooh. Suddenly he's sitting at a table. I know he's got paper and pencil in front of him, and he's getting frustrated because he had trouble writing about his characters. I can see that a lot better, can't you? Yeah, now I know what's going on in the story. So that was showing. When I said Benny was upset, that was just telling. I didn't show you a picture of Benny with my words. Okay, let's try it again. Jenny was happy to go home. Hmm, think about what that looks like in your head. I picture a little girl. She's got on a backpack and she's going home from school. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to show you a picture with words. Jenny smiled from ear to ear. She skipped down the street toward her house. She whistled a happy song. She wasn't just happy, was she? She was super happy. She was whistling. She was skipping. That's a lot better than just going plain old home with a smile on your face, isn't it? I like this. Okay, now it's your turn. You ready to start working with me? We're going to do the first one together. In your book, after your character paper, it says using my senses. All right. So, and we've got our senses here: eyes, ears, nose, a hand, and a mouth. So we're going to see things. We're talking about things we want our readers to see, things we want them to hear, things we want them to smell. That might be tricky. Smelling with writing? How about feeling and tasting? Okay, you ready? They give us an excellent example. The yard was filled with tiny yellow flowers. So they want you to see a field, a yard, not a field, filled with tiny yellow flowers. That's pretty easy for me to see. I think I have some weeds kind of like that in my yard right now, right? Okay, so they gave you one thing to see. Now you get to write a different sentence, making me see something. All right, so I said we would do this one together. All right, so look, we're going to see something in our mind. Hmm. I am going to talk about a playground. It was full of kids. The swings were full, the slides were full, and some kids were playing baseball. Ooh, that changes that a lot, doesn't it? That is some details. All right, I'm going to write that sentence down. You can choose to write a different one if you want to. I know mine was a little loud. The playground was full. Oh, I'm gonna have to change it a little bit because I can't remember exactly the way I said it. Kids were sliding, swinging, and playing ball. Ugh, again, I love spring. Just reminds me of spring. All right. So you can do yours a little bit different. Mine was super long. You don't have to do one that long. All right, now let's listen to their example of hearing. His voice roared across the room. Roared? Oh, what does that mean? It means it's loud, doesn't it? His voice roared across the room. He was probably a big dad type guy. Ooh, maybe he was roaring at his kids because they weren't going to bed. All right. Now you think of how you can show me something that you might hear. Maybe it's something quiet. Maybe it's a machine. Oh, maybe there's a bug or an animal. Hmm. How are you going to show me that one? You can pause the video if you want and write it now, or you can listen to all of them and then come back and finish your work later. The attic smelled like sweaty socks. Ugh. Ew. Nasty. So since the example they gave us was a nasty smell, I might think of something that smells delicious. Mm. Mom had just pulled an apple pie out of the oven, and the smell floated through the air. An apple pie smell. Love apple pie. That was also a long sentence. I bet you can think of something better. Something that smells good. Or I don't know. I know some of you are going to want to write something that smells stinky, and that's fine too. All right. How about feeling? Let's talk about how things feel. He slipped the secret key underneath the cold, wet vines. Cold, wet vines. We don't really have vines. You might have vines if you have a fence. They might grow on your fence or maybe on the side of your house. I don't know that Carson would know what vines are because we don't really have many in our house. Um, Poison ivy vines that climb up our tree. There you go. All right, so we're going to talk about how something feels. Oh, what about a teddy bear? Ooh, maybe you could write about something snuggly. I don't know. Taste. The lemonade was tangy and sweet. Ooh, I do love tangy and sweet. What else do I love? Rich chocolate. Everybody knows I love chocolate, don't they? All right. So today, can you believe it? That's all you have to do? Yeah. You have to talk about. Oh, hang on. Nope, we have one more page. Sorry. But so talk about how you would show me how you see something, how you hear something, smell something, feel something, and taste something. And we do need to do the next page, but it is not very long. Story transitions. You guys are good at these. Okay. They're sometimes called signal words. Words like suddenly. Ooh, that's a new one. We didn't talk about that one. Remember back at the beginning of the year, we talked about first, then, next, finally. These are a little bit more exciting. They could show a change in when or where something happened. Change in where something happened. The example says, as he went into the school. Hey, we're moving. That's a transition. We're moving our character into the school. Ty knew what he had to do. They often start a paragraph. Oh, that's a good. The ones we did in earlier started a paragraph, didn't we? Finally, then, next. Yeah, we use those at the beginning of our sentences, but now they can start a paragraph. It says early one morning. Grandma was working in her garden. Kind of like our Once Upon a Time, isn't it? And finally, help keep the story organized so that the reader can follow along. Oh, there's after. Those are words like after, before, next, then. So now we've added some new types of transitions on there. I wonder when you would be able to use one of those in your story. All right. Think about it.